Happy New Year, everybody. It is January 1st, 2018, and it's freezing cold here. So my job today is to stay inside where it's warm and craft. So I decided to start looking through some of my stash to see what I have. For those of you who are on the Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations page on Facebook, you'll know that Tammy has been talking about going through your stuff and getting organized. And so you should have a keep pile, you should have a donate pile, and a trash pile. Making sure that you have a container for everything. Just, you know, normal organization tips. So I started going through some of my baskets on my shelf, and I am sure that I'm not the only one out there who does this, but I'll go to the store, see something on clearance, buy it thinking I gotta have it because it's a good deal, and I'll do something with it. I also have a daughter who's very good about cleaning, and so she'll go through her things and get a Goodwill box together. So I also kind of went through that and found some things that, oh no, I have to have that because I could make something out of that. We crafters are probably all guilty of that. So let me show you some of the things that I found. And so I'm going to take one of these items and I'm going to do my creative design team project using the Authentique Lovestruck with materials I already have. I'm not going to create a book from scratch. Like I said, I'm sure if you go through your stuff, there's always something that you can repurpose. You can cover things. So let me show you. So I'm going to be using this paper line. So the first thing, this was in the Goodwill pile, is this little notebook, and it's hard. I mean, it's cardboard, chipboard, whatever, and it's got the elastic band. You open it up, and on the right is a pad of paper. There's a place for the pen, and this is in an accordion pocket where you can store things. Now, my silly daughter was going to give that away, and I said, no, 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 Mom can do something with that. So this has been sitting in my pile. So I could either use this as a way to come up with a pattern and recreate it myself, or I could just cover this and do something with this. So that's an option. This was also in her Goodwill pile. And I know that these are probably outdated because we have our phones and we don't really use these very often, but I can throw away the paper on the inside and use the cover for an album. I have a paper punch that I bought that I can do the holes in the right spot. So I thought, well, maybe I'll do something with this. Got this at a garage sale, 50 cents. It's just a 8-page little scrapbook, but I could embellish it and add to it. I haven't even opened it. I don't even know what it's like on the inside. But 50 cents, come on. I gotta have that. This I had to have too. It was only, look, 97 cents. So I bought 2 of these actually, not just one, because you know, if you make something and it turned out good, you want to make another one. But I thought, oh, I could totally add paper to this. They're all pocket pages. So I thought, ooh, that would be, maybe make it a bill holder. So I have that. I also got some clearance stuff. I don't know where. And it was these craft colored pages, and they have 2 holes punched in them, and they're just little pocket pages. So it came with 4, and it has 2 holes on the side, and it's got a pocket. On the other side, of course, you'd cover it with paper, but it's got this sturdy, like kind of like plastic piece attached where I could, you know, cover paper and make a pocket in the back. So, ooh, I had to have that too. So I've got that I could work with. So then I started seeing that craft, and I thought, you know what? I could add a lot to that craft because I have some other craft items, like the color craft. So I had purchased this, and it's just a little, has a little pocket here, and has some little slats here, and you can tuck something in there. And I thought, oh, wait a minute. On the back of this, I could totally attach this. Oh, if I did it right. I could totally attach this, and it might look like I made it from scratch. And then I had some of these little mini craft envelopes, and I'm like, wait a minute, I could totally put this on the back after I add cute paper, and there's another pocket. And then I remembered I had these craft envelopes. Now they're longer than this, but I could totally cut it down, glue that side, and have a side pocket. So that's where my brain went. Let's take all of my craft colored items and put together a little Valentine mini. Now I have no idea what the cover is going to look like, but I decided to use these materials. And again, this would be totally easy to reproduce. I mean, it's just a basic like library pocket with a flap, and you just attach a heavy piece on here. You could also add just another piece of craft paper so that it's the options are unbelievable. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these 4 as my base pages. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with the cover yet. I'm probably going to have to use rings. I don't think I have anything that's spaced out this far. I'm going to use a couple of these pockets or envelope thingies. I'm going to go ahead and use this, and I'm going to use this envelope, and I'm going to see what I can create. So I'm going to take it a little bit at a time. Obviously, this tutorial is going to be a little bit different than my other ones. I just want to show you that you need to go through your stash and use what you have. And anytime you add beautiful paper, you're going to have a beautiful project. So let me get my brain wrapped around this, and I will be back to show you the process. The first thing I'm going to do is cover all the backs of these little pocket pages, because no matter what I put on the back, you're going to see a frame. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a paper, or 4 different kinds of paper, to put on the back. So the first thing I need to do is measure, because I have no idea what the measurements are of these, and I don't want to include the black. So they look like they're about 4.5 across. They're 4.5 by 7. So if they're 4.5, I'm going to go 4 3/8, and what did I say, 7, and I'll go 6 7/8. So I'm going to go ahead and see out of this paper. I really like this, so I think I'll choose. And you know what? I can get 2. So I'll do the front, and I'll use the back, and I'll get one more style. I love me some polka dots, so I'm going to use that and this. So my paper cutter is the Dolly 550, so I can cut more than one at a time. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut it, what did I say, 4 3/8? I think I said 4 3/8. This was about 4.5. You know what? It doesn't look like quite 4.5. Yeah, it does. So 4.5. Yeah, 4 3/8. I wonder if I should go 1/4 of an inch border this time, or do I want 1/8? What do I want to do? Do I want to see the craft color? I'm gonna go 4 3/8 like I always do. Okay, so sorry, I should have this pre-cut. So let's see how that looks. This is how you're seeing the process, people. There was no prep in this. So 4 3/8. That's going to give me very, very little. I'm going to take it a 1/16 of an inch smaller. Ooh, that is 1/16 smaller. So that was 4 and... So let's see what that does. I didn't take much. Yeah, I think I'm going to like that better. And then, so instead of 6 7/8, I'll go 1/16 less. Don't even ask me what that would be. Okay, so 7. So I said 6 7/8 and go back 1. So let's see how that looks. Okay. So now I need to decide, do I want to round my corners? Because now's the time to do it. I have some different corner punch things. So that's another thing I went through, forgetting that I have some punches that I don't use very often. So let's go for it. So I just bought this off of a D-stash. It's the deco and the stub. I kind of like stub, that's why I bought it. I have the photo and the angle. What's the photo? I need a piece of scrap paper. Okay, this is what's photo look like? Oh, I don't like that. Angle. I use the angle a lot when I make tags. I think I'm going to go stub. I have one more. Cloud and scallop. I just used the cloud. I kind of liked that on another project. Nope, I did not like that one. That's cloud. I don't like it. I need a corner. I kind of like that. Okay. So do I like that one? That one? I don't like that one. I think I'm going to go with the stub. I just bought it on D-stash, so I might as well use it. Get my money's worth. I got it cheap. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I only have 2 of these cut, but just to show you what my thought processes are and what I do when I sit down to craft. Everybody has their own style. I don't like usually I don't pull like a bunch of embellishments. No, I just start with the basic pages and adding the base paper. So I said stub. So let's go ahead and do those 4 corners. Okay. So that's what it'll look like. Yeah, I like that. Now I go and I'm going to go ahead and do the edge of all of my paper, and I am going to use black just because you're going to see this and it's black, so I thought let's do the rest black. So I'm going to finish cutting the base pages for the back, doing the stub corners and inking my edges, and then I'm going to move on to the next step. I have all the backs now on these little pocket pages, so then I had to go and measure for the flap. Now I just happen to have a 1/2 inch corner rounder, so I could just take my paper and do the 1/2 inch. So if you're doing something like this and let's say you didn't have a 1/2 inch corner rounder, you could totally just cut this off and do it squared, or you could use a decorative punch on the end. But because I had the 1/2 inch, I went ahead and made it like that. Now on the inside, oh, I forgot to make one on the inside. I had to measure this bottom pocket, and so what did I end up doing? Like it's 4 7, so I did 4 3/4 by about 4 3/8, and then I went ahead and corner rounded, and that'll go like so. Now these are, it's going to bug me, but these are going to be showing, and maybe it'll look good like contrast, I don't know. When I cut my paper, I had it already at 4 and whatever it was. So I just took the scraps and inked on 3 sides, and I'll be putting those like so. So maybe I like the brown showing, I don't know. So I'm going to do all my matting, and then I'll go back and do some decorations. But let's see, what do I want with that one? I think it'll be cute. And then maybe I'll do some lace when I start decorating. Now because it's got rings, I can add more dimension because I can add more 3D elements because it won't be such a tight spine. It'll be more flexible. Okay, so I'm going to glue those down. And then I am going to start thinking about what to put on the back of each of them. I've already done all my cutting, so now it's just a matter of making sure I use different paper. I don't want to use the same paper on any part. I want it to all be different. So now I got to lay it out and make sure I get a different paper for each envelope. My next thing to figure out is what I want to put in besides those 4 pages. So I went back to the storage that I have of all my craft stuff, and I found that I had these treat sacks that I bought a long time ago with hearts, and they come in pink and red. And I actually bought 4 bags of these, and I still have 4 bags. When did I buy these? Probably 4 years ago. They were on clearance after Valentine's Day. Excuse me. And then I have these black bags. So whenever I do a book like this that has rings, I like to have different sizes of things, and I don't like I want something separate. Well, let me show you. So I will probably punch a hole and put this here. So this heart will show more on the outside. So I'll punch a hole. This opens, this flap, and then there's a pocket in there. When you turn it over, I will have to punch a hole through this. So I won't have much of a pocket there. I might, let's see, I might be able to use that pocket and stick something in there. My other thinking was, I have some of these black bags. I could trim this extra piece off and glue it to the back here, and then it would be a big pocket. Maybe I'll do some with, it just depends how low that hole is, because I could get a tag to stick up, but I could also, I kind of like incorporating that black. Ooh, decision. So here's what it's going to look like. So far it would be flip, and then this goes up, you know, I still have to do the back. Then I would do a red one, and then I would still have to do the back of this, then a pink one, then a black one. So I like using the bags. I don't know what I'm gonna like better. If I just want to use this, not cover it, have the hole there. Well, maybe I should put decorative paper here, punch a hole, put a tag here. Let me see how this thinking stuff's hurting my head. Hold on. So if the hole is here, can I tuck? Oh yeah, I could easily tuck up if I, do I want to? Maybe I would just leave it pink. I'll do half and half. I'm going to do some of them like this with this pocket, and then I'm going to glue this one on 2 of them. So I'll trim the top and put that on there and put something inside. Maybe I'll cut it lower too. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I found 2 more things in my stash I'm going to use. I ended up not using the black and white bags. They didn't look right. So maybe I can incorporate them someplace else. So I put the Authentique paper on. Again, this is Lovestruck. So this will open, and you can put a tag or something inside. And then when you turn the page, I went ahead and put paper here glued down the sides to the bag. Went back to my stash, and lo and behold, I had some tags. And I thought, well, what are the chances? Bingo. They fit. So I will be putting those inside of each pocket. I'll probably decorate it a little bit. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. The only thing is, the tag will have to be low enough. When you open this, this goes back and it'll bump into the tag, so I'll have to move the tag, but that's doable. So then I went back and I was looking. I have some page protectors, but they didn't work. The holes were in the wrong spot and it was too much work. So I like to have different shapes and sizes, so I went back and I have some big tags too that I found. So I think I will stick some of those. I'll decorate them with the paper. But I think I will put this every once in a while, just for variety. And I feel like I need something else. I have some fabric. Hold on. Oh. I have these. I don't know how long I've had them, but they have a hole in them already. I wonder if I put, I don't know how I would decorate these though. I'm not very good with, yeah. I could take these apart and add one every once. You know what? If that, let's see. I could, that looks weird to me. If it was like this, I would like it, but this way, it wouldn't stay that way because it would flop. But that would be a different element to add. Let's see. I don't know, we'll just have to see. If I feel like it needs it, the good thing about the ring binder is that you can open it up and stick something in there that you want. But this is an option. Let me take one off the ring. Now see, this would stick out past, nope, that's not going to work. I'll keep hunting. I'm going to keep hunting. I'm going to keep adding the decorative paper, designer paper, to my elements. So I'll be adding it to the tags now. I still need to add paper to these, again making it 1/8 of an inch less, so a lot of measuring. I'm going to go hunting one more time. I'm starting to decorate the pre-made envelopes that I had in my stash, and it was too hard to decorate putting paper on the whole thing because of the closure. So I made a flag, like 2 little pennants, and then I put some lace at the bottom, and that's very blurry, hold on. And then I put a row of this pearls. So when I went to go put it on the back, it does pretty much take up the whole thing. But then I got to thinking, if I moved it down, when you're looking at this side, you could still see the heart lace, and I'm going to go ahead and put more of this pearl trim at the bottom here, so it kind of is playing, it's doing double duty. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So I just cut out 1-inch strips, inked around the edge. I'm going to glue those up here at the top. I had some sparkly black paper that I have a punch that I used, and I made 2 hearts, and then those go here down with glue. And then I had some lace from my design kit that is going on the bottom with this, and this was from the design kit, and I want to buy it all because I love it and I'm going to use it forever. So I need to get a hold of Tammy because I want more of this. And let me see, if I want you to see how shiny this is. Let me get as close as I can. Look at that. It is beautiful. It does not look cheap, chintzy, like plastic at all. And it looks really good on the envelope against that craft paper. Okay, so that's what I'm doing for those envelopes. And like I said, those will go on the back, and I'm going to hang them down lower. So you'll see this. Maybe I'll put words up here. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put words up there. So I'm going to finish this envelope. And then, what do I have left? Oh, I have to decorate all my tags with decorative paper and stuff and go back to my stash. I know I have some puffy pink plastic hearts from the Dollar Tree or something. I can incorporate those somehow. And I just need to cut this and glue the side. So instead of just having you look at all of my junk, I'm just going to go ahead and finish all of my decorating, and then I'll show you. And then I'm going to I probably will use chipboard covers. I have black chipboard in my stash, so I'll probably use that. This is really making me look through my stuff, and finding things I didn't know I had. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting paper down, and I'll start gathering my supplies for decorating, and I will be back. Okay, so you're looking at a very messy desk, but I'm ready for the next step. So like I said before, this isn't a normal tutorial on how, like a step-by-step directions on how to make something. I'm just using the stuff that's in my stash, because right now we're doing, on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, we're doing the craft room chaos cleanup type thing. So I went back and I'm ready to start decorating. So I have my tags covered and I punched holes in them. I have the bags covered with the the cut aparts, covered the back, made a tag. I punched just one hole because it's just going to go on one. So everything's covered with a base paper. So now I'm getting ready to do my decorating. So I went and started looking for stuff in the colors of pink, red, and like a teal. In this paper there's this color right here, and I want to bring that out a little bit more. So it's kind of sad the amount of stuff I have, but on the last flower destash from the store, I got some flowers that might work. They're pink and kind of that color, that bluish color. So these are an option. I also got these from the last flower destash, not destash, but the flower sale, bundle sale at the store. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but those are a blue color, bluish green. No, just blue, like a aqua. And that matches, but it's hard to tell on camera. These petaloos came in the flower box. If Tammy has another one of those sales where she does flowers, I'm jumping on it and I'm buying every last one she's got. It was a great price and she sent out great flowers. So these might match. So I had a random flower, that color, and I have these in the blue color. So then I went looking for pink, and I have this kind of flower. I had some random pink ones in here, so I'll probably end up using some of those. I don't have very many red, so these might just be little accents that I use here and there, because the red does match. But so there's my red flowers that I might use. I found these are some pink hearts that I got at, I think, at the dollar store, and I loaded up because I always use them when I make my flower arrangements on my book. I like to tuck things in. So I have these hearts. They are pink, but it's hard to tell. They're a pink color. So I have a ton of those, so I might use some of that. I have some random crystal type things in here, and so I'll incorporate some of those on, probably on the cover, where I put the flower arrangements. So I took those out. I have so much stuff. Okay, oh, here's some white flowers. Oh, there's another flower. Oh, here's white flowers. There's more. Okay, so here are the buttons from my design team kit that I'll use in the pages somewhere. I thought about making that my closure on these right here by putting a button on there and then doing something to keep it closed. I don't know yet. This closure could be an issue for me. I'll just have to think some more on it, but it would be really cute having those buttons as the closure. What else? I have some seam binding I'm going to incorporate probably in the tags, in my flower arrangements. So then I went looking for more. Oh wait, I have these too. I made this container. Like it? Okay. I have some little cherubs. I think I have one more style. That one. And then, don't laugh, I made these. I bought a mold and I tried it. I'm not very good at it. Sometimes I get pits, but I made that one. I don't know, maybe I can use it. It matches actually. It's just hard to tell on camera. So I got that. I don't know if you're interested in seeing all my stuff, but this is the thought process I go through before I start decorating. I'll definitely use the paper. I'll use these to decorate, and I will use the sticker sheet, which I've already started using some of them. So then I started pulling lace, and of course I'm going to use this heart lace from the store, which is awesome. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It can be casual or fancy schmancy. So perfect for this Valentine album. I already showed you this too, but I'm going to show you again. This pearl trim is awesome, and it's sparkly, so that's awesome. So then I went and started looking for things that I had in my ribbon and lace stuff. So I found this. This pink up here. This is a cream color, so I won't use that. I had a random pink lace like this. A random piece like this. And again, these are pink, but it kind of looks, I don't know if you can tell on camera. I found this random sheer, but it's pink at the bottom. So I might use that somewhere. I'll probably end up putting half this way, I don't know. So I have a bunch of these that I got at the end of Christmas last year. I think it was Hobby Lobby. And they're little crystal-y looking, silvery, shiny things. So I'll stick those in here and there. I found these two little hearts, and they have little pink roses on them. I think they were earrings, and I took the backs off. So I have that. I took out a random piece of bling. The trim, that's silver, but it's sparkly. And I have these. Let me take one out. I don't even remember where I got this. I might have ordered it online. I don't know. I might have done it eBay, or who knows. I buy so much stuff I can't remember where I got it. I don't know how you open this. You gotta be smarter than the bag. I can't find the opening. Oh, there it is. Okay, crinkle, crinkle. I guess there's a little hook back there, like it's supposed to be a button, but, and then that's pink. So I might put that somewhere. So now I just start laying things out, and if I like it, I glue it down. If I don't like it, I just keep rearranging. So now my next step is to start the embellishing. So here's my paper, the Lovestruck, and here's my pile for the album. These are driving me crazy. I think they need something, so I don't know if I'll put stickles on there. I don't know if I'll put a little ribbon up here, but it definitely needs something. It's too weird just sticking out there by itself. So now this is the time-consuming part for me because I overthink it, but in the end, I'm always happy with how it turns out. So the next part, I will show you what the pages look like, and then I gotta do the covers. And I'm thinking, I have black chipboard. I'm thinking I'll just make it easy and decorate well, I'll put one on the back and one on the front, and use the rings, but I'll probably show you the process of me doing the cover. That's my favorite. It always puts it all together. So now I'm going to start decorating, so I'll be back. I'm ready to show you all my pages that are decorated. I didn't put any tags or anything inside of the pockets. I'm assuming either a Valentine will go in there or a little note or something. So the front page, because I had put the lace, that really pretty heart lace, and the trim on the bottom, I went ahead and put pink on the bottom of the flap, put one of those cute buttons from the store, and I cut out a sticker and put it on black paper. So that'll be the first page. Like I said, when I open it, I haven't put anything in there yet. On the back is where I put the pocket. I had some glitter heart or glitter paper, cut out some hearts, used the paper to make two flags, so you can see the lace on the bottom here also. And I'm still trying to decide if I need words up here. So as of right now, I don't have anything, but I have some stickers left. I might just put something up there. That will be a page. This page is similar in that it had the lace on the bottom, so I just did the pink, cute little chocolate strawberry, and then I cut out another sticker and I put a sticker on the black paper and cut around it. It says my favorite person ever, and again, nothing on the inside. And here's the back of that one, just like the previous one. So these two pages are very similar. Okay, same ideas. The next two, because I didn't put that heart trim down there, I went ahead and added the extra pearl trim at the top just so that they kind of blended, they went together. And instead of putting the picture up top, I put it on the bottom. So the pink trim, the pearl trim, this cake button, and then down here it says Love to Love, and that's a sticker. On the back of this one, this is what I ended up making the pocket with that envelope. I did a decorative border. I had to change the size of the envelope. It was too wide, as well as too long. So I had to cut off the flap and move it down, and this is what I came up with. So I put the pearl trim here because I love it so much. Oh, I got to put a, I need seam binding on this ticket. I'll have to put that on there. And then there's just a tag on the inside. And I put a cut apart on that one and just some paper on the back. Okay, and that'll be easier to take out once the seam binding is on there. And then the last of this style, put another sticker at the bottom, pink trim, pearl trim, button. Empty on the inside. And then on the back of this one is that little booklet I had bought from I don't know where. And I just added some paper. I put one of the cut aparts in there. And something real simple on this because you can't, it's hard to cover this because of the closure. So that's those style, the pocket page. So on the little bags that I had, I ended up putting a bow at the end of the heart because I think it felt like it needed something, and I put trim at the bottom of each. On the back I just put some seam binding and one of those pearl, a piece of the pearl trim on there. And again, it's only punched once because one will be at the top and then another envelope will be at the bottom, so it'll only go through one ring. So they're all very similar. Another bow, the trim, and the back seam binding and pearl. Bow, trim, same. And then one more of those. And remember, these open, and then you can put something inside. And I had to make sure that the tags in the back then didn't go past this line so that it could open. And there's the back of that one. Okay, and then the last thing was the tags. And some of the tags are more kiddish and some are more adult looking, so I plan on just kind of mixing them together. Like I'll do, the first tag might be this one, more a little bit more childish, and then the next one will be more adult, and I'm going to weave them, you know, mix them all together. So this one was just, I fussy cut this from the paper. This is the saying at the top of the Authentique paper. Authentique always puts some saying at the top. This one was 100 hearts would be too few to carry all my love for you. Silver trim, I had a metal arrow. So that's that. The backs, I just put paper. I figured this is where you'd put some pictures. This one is more adult looking. I have a pink flower trim, a pink ruffly trim, then the pearl trim, a cut apart flower from the store, put one of those angels, and I have some little seam binding up there because there was it didn't lay down flat, so I wanted to cover that up. Seam binding at the top, and then plain on the back. This is a cute one. I fussy cut this out of the paper, sticker. I have a heart punch, that heart trim, added buttons, and I had put some, what do you call that stuff, twine in the buttons. I also had a stamp, and I just kind of stamped "You're sweet" here and there. I don't stamp like I should. I have a ton of them, but I don't do it like I should. And the last one, which is probably my favorite because there's the most flowers, is I Think You're Swell. I have a sweetheart sticker, flowers. Okay. I tucked in one of those plastic hearts, two of them actually. So those are all the pages. I'm going to mix them all together. So I'll do a pattern like pocket page, or no, tag, baggy, pocket page, tag, baggy, pocket page, like that. So I'm ready for the covers, and I've done some prep. So what I had to do was take one of the tags because it's the tallest element. And I also took one of these pages to see how wide, because this is the widest element. And so I laid one on top of the other because I have the holes. Where's that other hole? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I got to punch that hole. I covered it with the paper. So I lined them up to see how big of a chipboard piece I should use. And I wanted a little bit at the bottom because see, this one doesn't have trim at the bottom. Let me get one that does. So you have to do some thinking before you put this all together. So I lined up the holes. And I wanted to see how tall. Let me zoom out. I'm too close. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Is that clear? Can you see? Do I need to focus? Okay. So with the trim and the tag, I ended up going about 1/4 or a 1/2 inch bigger on the top and the bottom. And the reason why I did it wider, that looks awfully wide, doesn't it? Oh, I forgot about these. This is the widest element. And I just didn't want it getting bumped because I thought it would get bent. So I ended up 7.5 by 9.5 is what I chose to do. I had this chipboard in my stash, and when you cut it, it is still black. So I'm not going to wrap the chipboard. I just cut out paper 1/4 of an inch smaller, and I'm going to put that down. And then on the inside, I chose that one. I don't think I'm going to put any, I don't know if I'm going to put any pockets. I haven't decided yet on the inside. Sometimes I just like it clear for pictures. Maybe I'll just put 2 black pieces of paper for where pictures will go, or where a special Valentine card will go or something. And then the back will be the same. This will be the back cover, and then it'll be on the inside. Okay. So then the next thing I did was I went and got more stuff. Craft Room Chaos, that's my middle name. I have a lot of stuff that I forgot I had. So I had shown this at the beginning. I've decided to use this on the side here, that pink lace. And then I found some white trim that I'll put next. And then I have a black cording that I will put also. So I'll arrange that something like that. I don't know yet for sure. I decided to go with this cut apart and this cut apart. I have a flower that I'll incorporate, and I have some of these flowers and some white ones. I'll probably stick a bling piece in there somewhere. I might incorporate some of the pink and white seam binding. And I have these jewels that I'll probably put some in. So that's where I'm going with the cover. I kind of overdo the flowers sometimes, but I can't help it. That's what I like to do. So I'm going to play with this a little bit, adhere it down, and then punch holes in the chipboard, and then combine everything, and then I'll do a walkthrough. Okay, excuse me. This is probably the chunkiest mini album I've ever made in my whole life. I might have to do some adjusting, but I am super happy with how the cover turned out. But I have rings, and it will stand perfectly, but look at how chunky that is. It won't close right. So it'll be great for standing. I'm actually I'll come up with a plan B, but so there's the trim, the white, the black. This is the pearl trim from the store. Some flowers, bling tucked in there, a crystal tucked in there, 2 of the cards, some of the seam binding from the store, and a button. So I'll go through and look at each element. So here's the tag. Everything is pretty much empty on the back for pictures. Here is this bag that I altered, that I had in my stash. And then we have the pre-made pocket. So that's the order: tag, bag, pocket. And it's a cute book, but it is a fatso. But cleaning out my stash, really does make a difference. And I love the paper, the Authentique Lovestruck. Like I said, it'll be a great coffee table book because it will stand up very nicely. And then finally the last page. So that is my chunky monkey. That's what I'm going to call it. No, I'm going to call this my Craft Room Chaos Cleanup Lovestruck album. Hope this helped for you guys to go through and look through your stuff, and as you're looking through it, you might see a purpose for it that you didn't know you had. If you start with a great paper collection, the embellishment part is so much easier. I have some ribbons here that need to be trimmed, but that's what I use to hide the ring. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, this is the Authentique Lovestruck paper. I wish all of you a happy Valentine's Day, and I appreciate you subscribing to my channel. Please visit countrycraftcreations.com for all of your scrapbooking type of materials and resources that you need. You won't be sorry. The shipping is super fast. Customer service is fabulous, can't be beat, and I certainly appreciate you coming to my channel. Have a good one.